Welcome to another episode of Thailand Truth Talks. Before we dive into today's investigation, I want to take a moment to say thank you. This channel has grown faster than I ever imagined, and that's entirely because of you, the subscribers, the expats, the retirees, and the truth seekers who keep coming back, episode after episode. If you find value in these deep dive investigations, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's free, and it helps ensure you never miss an episode that could protect you or someone you care about. Also, if you know someone living in Thailand or thinking about moving here, share this video with them. It might just save them from financial ruin. And if you've been through something similar, or want to help others avoid it, hit that like button and drop a comment below. This community isn't just growing, it's becoming a warning system for those walking into traps they never saw coming. Thanks again for being part of this. Now, let's get into it. The dark side of paradise. How Western expats are being hunted in Thailand. What I'm about to reveal will completely destroy everything you thought you knew about living in Thailand. While you've been scrolling through Instagram posts of pristine beaches and dollar massages, there's an entire criminal empire specifically designed to hunt Western expats like your walking ATM machines. And the predators, they're not who you think they are. Before you click away thinking this is just another fear-mongering video, let me hit you with a number that will stop you cold. 60 billion baht. That's nearly $2 billion stolen from foreigners in Thailand in 2024 alone. Not over decades. In one single year. Your retirement fund, your life savings, your dreams, all feeding a machine designed to bleed you dry. But here's the plot twist that'll keep you watching. The most dangerous scammers aren't even Thai. They're your fellow Westerners, speaking perfect English, sharing your culture, knowing exactly which psychological buttons to push to make you hand over everything you own. They're sitting in expat Facebook groups right now, studying your posts, learning your weaknesses, preparing to destroy your life. And when you see the evidence I'm about to show you, you'll never trust another expat again. Let me paint you a picture that give you nightmares. Michael Rainaki, retired Australian police officer, 30 years catching criminals, thinking he was untouchable. He couldn't have been more wrong. Picture this. You're living your best life in Thailand when this smooth-talking German named Alex appears in your social circle. Not some sleazy street scammer. We're talking sophisticated, cultured, the kind of European charm that makes Americans and Australians feel slightly inferior. Alex doesn't pitch you on day one because he's not an amateur. This is psychological warfare. For 6 months, Alex becomes your best friend. Golf buddies, dinner parties, casual drinks where he mentions his cryptocurrency venture like it's no big deal. Oh, this little side project? 5 to 10% monthly returns. Nothing crazy. Just consistent profits. 6 months of friendship. 6 months of building trust. 6 months of Alex studying every detail of Rainaki's financial situation. His fears, his dreams, his psychological weak points. When Alex finally made his move, he didn't just steal Rainaki's spare cash. He convinced him to liquidate everything. 40 million baht, $1.2 million. Gone. But here's where this story gets absolutely diabolical. When Renakis realized he'd been scammed, Alex didn't disappear like your typical con artist. No, this psychopath doubled down. He gaslit Renaki, claiming the investment was legitimate and any delays were just market volatility. He provided fake documents, fabricated explanations, and kept the lie going for months while secretly hunting his next victim. Right now, as you're watching this video, Renaki and his Thai wife are borderline homeless, begging Thai police to pursue a case that crosses international borders, something virtually impossible to prosecute. The man who spent 3 decades putting criminals behind bars is now the victim, learning that justice is a luxury he can no longer afford. And Alex? He's probably at an expat barbecue this weekend, making friends with someone just like you. This isn't just theft. This is psychological torture designed to destroy everything you've worked for. What makes these scams so devastatingly effective isn't just the money involved. It's the systematic way they exploit every psychological vulnerability that comes with being a foreigner in Thailand. Let me break down the predatory ecosystem that's specifically designed to target expats, retirees, and digital nomads. The modern Thai-based scammer doesn't work alone. They operate within sophisticated networks that have studied expat behavior patterns for years. They know you're lonely. Statistics show that 73% of Western expats in Thailand report feeling socially isolated within their first 2 years. They know you're looking for community, for someone who gets it. This is where the genius of their approach becomes clear. They don't just offer friendship, they offer belonging. Alex wasn't just Renaki's golf buddy. He was his cultural translator, his insider guide to navigating Thai bureaucracy, his link to the expat community that felt increasingly out of reach. Here's something that will chill you to the bone. Thailand's geographic and legal structure creates the perfect storm for financial predation. The country's banking privacy laws, combined with its complex visa requirements and property ownership restrictions, create an environment where verification becomes nearly impossible. When Alex showed Renaki his investment portfolio, those documents looked legitimate because they were created using Thailand's own financial infrastructure. Fake company registrations that cost less than $200 to establish. Forged bank statements using templates from actual Thai banks. Investment certificates that reference real Thai regulatory bodies. Bodies that don't communicate effectively with foreign law enforcement. The rise of remote work has created an unprecedented opportunity for these criminal networks. Digital nomads arrive in Thailand with substantial savings, minimal local connections, and a desperate need to establish financial stability in a foreign country. They're carrying their entire life savings in easily transferable digital assets, cryptocurrency, international bank accounts, online investment portfolios. Consider this terrifying reality. The average Western digital nomad in Thailand carries liquid assets worth 3 to 5 times what a local Thai person might see in their lifetime. You're not just a target. You're a jackpot walking around with a sign that says financially vulnerable and legally isolated. What makes this even more sinister is how legitimate institutions inadvertently enable these scams. Western embassies are understaffed and overwhelmed. Thai police departments lack the resources and expertise to investigate complex financial crimes involving foreign victims. Banks operate under different regulatory frameworks that make international cooperation nearly impossible. When Reinaki finally realized he'd been scammed, he discovered that reporting the crime would require navigating 7 different bureaucratic systems: Thai police, immigration authorities, his home country's embassy, international banking regulators, cryptocurrency exchange platforms, and multiple legal jurisdictions. The system isn't just broken, it's designed to exhaust victims into silence. The most devastating aspect of these scams isn't the initial deception. It's the sustained psychological manipulation that follows. Once Alex had Renaki's money, the real torture began. Daily phone calls with fabricated market updates, fake regulatory delays that required additional processing fees, emotional manipulation that convinced Renaki that backing out now would mean losing everything, while staying in might still save his investment. This isn't just about money. It's about systematically destroying a person's ability to trust their own judgment. Victims report feeling paranoid, isolated, and questioning every decision they make for years afterward. The financial loss is devastating, but the psychological damage is permanent. Here's where this gets truly terrifying. These criminal networks don't just target individuals, they infiltrate entire expat communities. That friendly British retiree who recommended Alex, he might be getting a commission. The American entrepreneur who vouched for the investment opportunity, she could be a carefully planted accomplice. The result is a community where you can't trust anyone, where every social interaction becomes suspect, where the very support network you desperately need becomes the mechanism of your destruction. Even if you identify the scammer, prove the fraud, and locate the stolen funds, recovering your money remains virtually impossible. Thailand's legal system, while sophisticated in many ways, lacks the international cooperation frameworks necessary to pursue complex financial crimes involving foreign victims. Criminal prosecution requires evidence that meets Thai legal standards, evidence that's often impossible to obtain when dealing with cryptocurrency transactions, offshore banking, and digital communications. Civil litigation means navigating a legal system in a foreign language, with local lawyers who may lack expertise in international financial crime, while burning through whatever remaining resources you have left. The statistics are brutal. Less than 3% of foreign financial crime victims in Thailand ever recover any portion of their stolen funds. The system isn't designed to protect you. It's designed to protect the criminals who bring money into the local economy. This is the machine that's grinding through 60 billion baht annually. It's not just theft, it's systematic financial destruction, targeting the most vulnerable members of the international community, enabled by legal loopholes, cultural isolation, and institutional indifference. Think that's the worst of it? Buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you will make you question every Western face you see in Thailand. Picture an ordinary house in Samut Prakan, just outside Bangkok. From the outside, it looks like any other expat rental. But when Thai police raided it in July, they discovered something that should terrify every English-speaking person on the planet. A fully operational call center designed by Westerners to rob their own countrymen. 12 foreign suspects, mostly Australians and British, had created a fraud assembly line with the efficiency of a Fortune 500 company. Cubicle walls covered with psychological manipulation scripts, whiteboards tracking victim progress, multiple clocks synchronized to Australian time zones for maximum impact. These weren't desperate criminals living in the shadows. These were educated professionals who had turned theft into a science. Their weapon? High-yield investment bonds targeting Australian retirees. The pitch was perfection. We're Australian run. We understand your needs. And we're offering exclusive opportunities to fellow Aussies. They knew exactly how to trigger that tribal trust. The relief of hearing your own accent in a foreign country. The comfort of dealing with one of your own. The results? 14,000 Australians fell for it. 14,000 people who worked their entire lives, saved every penny, dreamed of comfortable retirement, all of them robbed by fellow countrymen who spoke their language and understood their dreams. The total haul? Nearly 2 million Australian dollars stolen from their own people. When police arrested these monsters, they actually had the audacity to claim they were running a legitimate business, just staying ahead of Australian regulations by operating in Thailand. Their sheer arrogance is breathtaking. They genuinely believed they could justify international theft as entrepreneurship. But here's what should keep you awake at night. This wasn't some unique operation. This is a blueprint being copied across Southeast Asia. Right now, as you're watching this, there are probably dozens of similar operations targeting every Western nationality, run by people who look just like you. Think about it. Who would you trust more? A Thai person with broken English, or a fellow American with perfect pronunciation and familiar cultural references? The scammers know exactly how your brain works, and they're weaponizing your own biases against you. Now I need to tell you about something so disturbing that expat communities are still in shock. What happens when the people sworn to protect you becomes the predators hunting you? Meet Mr. Sai, a Chinese businessman with dual Vanuatu citizenship, living quietly with his family in Thailand. One evening, two men in perfect police uniforms appeared at his door with official-looking warrants. They claimed his passport was forged and he was under investigation for serious crimes. Everything looked legitimate because it was legitimate. The uniforms were real. The paperwork seemed official. And they spoke with the authority that makes questioning them feel dangerous. They confiscated his phones, separated him from his family, and transported him to what appeared to be an official interrogation facility. 300 million baht they demanded, or 10 million in cryptocurrency. Otherwise, you're going to prison and your family gets deported. When Tsai protested he didn't have that kind of money, they negotiated down to 10 million baht, still nearly 300,000 US dollars. But the truly evil part? They kidnapped his wife to ensure his cooperation. Terrified and completely isolated, Tsai transferred 5.6 million baht in cryptocurrency to accounts they controlled. Only after the money disappeared did he discover the horrifying truth. There was no case, no investigation, no charges. The entire nightmare was theater. The uniforms were real because the criminals were real police officers. 6 active Thai police, including a lieutenant colonel and captain, plus civilian accomplices. They had created an entire fake legal proceeding using official resources to rob a foreign resident. Think about the implications here. They had access to real equipment, official facilities, and inside knowledge to make everything appear completely legitimate. When the police themselves turn criminal, who can you possibly trust? The aftermath sent shockwaves through every expat community in Thailand. If you can't trust uniforms, who can you trust? The answer is simple: nobody, until independently verified through official channels. But here's the most chilling detail. Investigators suspect this wasn't their first victim. This ring had been operating for months, specifically targeting wealthy foreign residents who wouldn't immediately know how to verify Thai legal procedures. They turned their badges into hunting licenses for foreign prey. Just when you think this nightmare can't get worse, let me tell you about the morning thousands of expats woke up to find their bank accounts frozen solid. No warning, no explanation, just suddenly being cut off from their own money in a foreign country where cash is survival. Bangkok Bank, one of Thailand's most trusted institutions, began mass freezing foreign accounts throughout 2025. Russians were devastated, but accounts from every nationality were affected. The reason? Bank employees had been secretly working with international scam networks. In Pattaya, 4 bank tellers were caught red-handed opening accounts specifically for criminals. Not accidentally, not through oversight, deliberately and knowingly creating financial weapons for fraud. These weren't accounts for legitimate businesses or Thai citizens. They were specifically opening accounts for people on tourist visas, which is completely illegal, then handing them directly to scam networks. The numbers are absolutely staggering. Over 100 million baht was laundered through just 15 accounts opened by these corrupt employees. But the investigation revealed something even more terrifying. The scam network using these accounts had stolen 2.2 billion baht from victims across Europe. Think about what this means for your financial security. You could walk into any Thai bank tomorrow, present perfect paperwork, follow every single rule, and still unknowingly becoming part of a criminal network because the employee helping you is corrupt. The bank's response was swift but brutal. Mass account freezes affecting thousands of innocent expats while they desperately tried to sort out the chaos. Suddenly, people who had been living peacefully in Thailand for years found themselves unable to access their own money, standing in bank lobbies trying to prove they weren't international criminals. But here's the truly insidious part. Some expats discovered their accounts had been used for transactions they never authorized. Money had been flowing in and out of their accounts as part of a massive money laundering scheme, making them unknowing accomplices to international crime. The trust between expat communities and Thai financial institutions has been permanently shattered. Banks now treat every foreign account holder as a potential criminal. Simple transactions that used to take minutes now require extensive documentation and verification that can take days or weeks. And the criminals who caused this disaster, most of them are still operating, having simply moved to different banks or different countries. Now let's destroy another illusion, that Thai healthcare is affordable for foreigners. A Commerce Ministry survey found that over half of all private hospitals systematically overcharge foreign patients. We're not talking about small markups. We're talking about charges that are 300% above actual costs. Here's the scam. You walk into a hospital for routine treatment. Staff sees your foreign face and immediately categorizes you as premium prey. The same surgery that costs a Thai patient 50,000 baht suddenly becomes 200,000 baht for you. Same doctor, same equipment, same outcome, 4 times the price because of your passport. But that's just the appetizer. The real feast happens with insurance fraud. Hospitals have discovered that most expats carry international insurance policies, so they're created elaborate billing schemes to maximize extraction from insurance companies, with you paying the difference. You'll be told a procedure is fully covered, only to receive crushing bills afterward. Hidden copays, mysterious exclusions for pre-existing conditions that weren't pre-existing, charges for private rooms when you requested shared, fees for services you never received. The psychology is deliberately cruel. They wait until you're vulnerable, in pain, or afraid before revealing true costs. By then, you're trapped. You need treatment. You're in a foreign country, and you have no choice but to pay whatever they demand. Even worse, the Thai government has made it crystal clear that foreign patients are legally obligated to pay foreigner rates, and tourists who skip bills face immediate deportation. You're not just being overcharged, you're being legally forced to accept financial abuse. Let's talk about the dream that becomes your worst nightmare. Property ownership in Thailand. Recent political changes have created perfect opportunities for scammers to exploit confused expats desperate to own something permanent. The current government has been floating ideas about 99-year leases for foreigners, extended from the standard 30 years. Sounds incredible, right? Finally, a chance to long-term property security in Thailand. But the critics warn this is actually an elaborate trap designed to help developers dump unwanted condos on unsuspecting foreigners. Here's the scam. Developers advertise these ultra-long leases as if they're already legal, collecting massive deposits and even full payments from excited expats. But when transfer time arrives, suddenly there are complications. The 99-year lease isn't actually available yet, or there are additional fees, or the paperwork needs complete revision. Meanwhile, your money has vanished, and you're left holding worthless paper. But even the traditional 30-year lease system is rigged against foreigners. Expat forums are filled with horror stories of leases that seemed bulletproof until renewal time, when suddenly there are massive fees, completely changed terms, or outright refusal to renew. One longtime expat put it brutally. The 30-year lease scam in Thailand is designed to steal properties from foreigners and hand them back to Thai landowners. The entire system is structured so you pay for the privilege of temporarily using land, with zero guarantee of long-term security. Think about the insanity. You're spending your life savings on something you can never truly own, in a legal system you don't understand, with contracts often written exclusively in Thai. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Hidden clauses that void your lease if ownership changes, undisclosed renewal fees, disputes over maintenance responsibilities, or simply being told your original lease was invalid due to technical violations. And here's the most maddening part. Even when you win legal disputes, enforcement is nearly impossible. Property developers know most expats won't spend years fighting in Thai courts, so they deliberately create situations where theft is more profitable than honesty. So how do you survive this minefield without becoming another victim? The key is understanding that every single interaction should be treated with suspicion until independently verified through official channels. First, the golden rule: trust but verify everything. Anyone approaching you with financial opportunities, official business, or urgent money requests needs independent confirmation. Real police officers can be verified through embassy contacts. Legitimate investment firms have verifiable licenses and registered addresses. Authentic medical procedures come with transparent, upfront pricing. Second, run from guaranteed returns. If someone promises risk-free profits, especially at rates higher than traditional investments, they're lying or delusional. Real investments carry real risks, and anyone claiming otherwise is either a fool or a criminal. Third, use official channels exclusively. Never let strangers handle your legal documents, police matters, or financial transactions. Go directly to banks, government offices, and embassies. Get everything in writing, in both Thai and your native language, with official stamps and signatures. Fourth, document everything obsessively. Contracts, receipts, email correspondence, even casual conversations about money. Scammers rely on confusion and faulty memory to avoid accountability. Your documentation is literally your only protection in a legal system that doesn't favor foreigners. Fifth, watch for coordination patterns. If multiple strangers approach you with similar stories within short time frames, that's not coincidence. That's organized crime. Real opportunities don't require teams of people to convince you. 6. Diversify and delay everything. Never put all your money in one place or rush any financial decision. Force yourself to wait 24 to 48 hours for research and reflection. Artificial urgency is manufactured by scammers to prevent rational thinking. Finally, stay informed through multiple sources. Follow reliable news and verified expat forums, but always verify information independently. Scam tactics evolved rapidly. What caught victims last year might be completely different today. Here's what tourism boards, governments, and even fellow expats won't tell you. Thailand has become an international hunting preserve for criminals precisely because it attracts wealthy, trusting foreigners who are isolated from home support systems. You represent the perfect victim profile. Cash-rich, legally vulnerable, and culturally displaced. The Thai government knows this reality, but their priority is maintaining tourism revenue, not protecting individual expats. The international community knows this, but persecuting cross-border crime is expensive and diplomatically complicated. Your home embassy knows this, but their resources are severely limited, and their priorities lie elsewhere. That leaves you completely alone, surrounded by predators who have studied your psychology, mastered your language, and designed elaborate traps specifically for people exactly like you. The paradise you're seeking absolutely still exists, but it's surrounded by wolves in sheep's clothing. Every friendly face could be genuine friendship or calculated manipulation. Every business opportunity could be legitimate investment or elaborate theft. Every official interaction could be proper procedure or criminal impersonation. The price of enjoying Thailand safely is eternal vigilance and strategic paranoia. Trust me, it's a small price to pay compared to losing your life savings to sophisticated criminals who view you as nothing more than a walking profit center. Your retirement dreams don't have to fund someone else's criminal empire. But survival requires staying one step ahead of hunters who have turned theft into a professional industry. Remember this as you explore these beautiful streets. Paradise exists, but it comes with hidden costs. The most expensive cost isn't what you pay. It's what gets stolen when you're not paying attention. Don't become another statistic in Thailand's billion-dollar foreign victim industry. Stay alert, stay suspicious, and never let yourself become prey. That's the brutal truth about expat life in Thailand. Paradise is real, but so are the predators waiting to destroy everything you've worked for. Stay vigilant out there.